important is it for Jacksonville to get that pick right? Evan Neal also in that mix, too.
You can't drop a line like that, and especially just expect me to
move
recover and
on.
give cogent analysis. It's everything, because this is a team that's whiffed a lot in recent years. It's a team that's had so many bites at the apple and failed. They need to build around Trevor Lawrence. And I want to be clear, building around Trevor Lawrence doesn't mean taking a wide receiver. It means making your team better. And this is not a good roster right now. Even though they made a ton of additions at free agency, they need core players who are going to be on the team for 5-10 years. I'd go edge rusher.
I would say this. If I was an offensive coordinator in the NFL and I was playing against the Jacksonville Jaguars, what defensive end would I not want them to have? Or my left tackle have to block? And I honestly think it's Aiden Hutchinson. And I thought Marcus's point the other day was the most important. My left tackle's got to block every stinking snap. The guy that is relentless but also talented. That's why I think they should take Hutchinson if it's a DN.
I think you should reach for a Thibodeau here because he has such a great upside and freak nature athletically. And if you're coaching him right and you're putting the fire under his butt, he's going to give you 100%.
Well, I think the thing for me about this draft is that it's unpredictable, though. And we don't really know what's going to happen. And sometimes when the draft is unpredictable, it starts to make you feel like there's not enough good players. But there isn't that quarterback, right? Or there isn't that guy that they think should go before everyone else. Yeah. And that's what makes tonight exciting.
It's also about need and which teams have fallen in love with which players. Along those lines, what is one surprising move that we think may happen tonight? Marcus, start with you. What's going to shock you?
Yeah, Boogie, y'all know I've been on it all week long. Jermaine Johnson out of Florida State, first overall to the Jacksonville Jaguars. We see that they need an edge rush defender. And I think this guy is primed and ready more than these guys that we talk about, the rest of these defensive ends who are phenomenal, by the way. But when I look at hand placement, when I look at understanding of how to work half a man, get to the quarterback, when I want a dude to come in and give me 11 and a half, 12 and a half sacks, I feel more comfortable about Jermaine Johnson and his technique, his ability to use his hands, his size as we saw him yesterday. I think he's the guy.
So we've barely talked about the Houston Texans, but they're picking at 3 and 13, and this is a roster that is finally in a position to rebuild. I kind of expect chaos. I wouldn't be surprised if they take Derek Stingley Jr. at number 3. Surprised people who expect them to take an edge rusher, or even if they trade up from 13. Anything is on the board for Houston.
Well, this is what's going to happen. Number 3, when the Houston Texans do pick, they're going to pick Derek Stingley. I think Derek Stingley is going to be a top 5 pick. The night's going to come, and everybody's going to be feeling really good in these draft rooms, and somebody's going to stand on the table and say, we cannot pass up on this talent. We remember what it looked like when he was ready and he was healthy, and he gets picked earlier than people expect.
I think it's only one quarterback to go in the first round, Malik Willis. He won't go to Carolina, and surprisingly, he won't go to Pittsburgh at 20. He'll fall below. Somebody will come back in that you're not even thinking about and grab him.
Ooh, a little heat with that one, Keyshawn. I do think Malik Willis goes 20 to Pittsburgh, but I'm only going to say that there's a second quarterback that goes in the first round, and I think it's going to be Desmond Ridder. And I think if Desmond Ridder falls to the Tennessee Titans, given what Ryan Tannehill's salary cap hit is this year and the connection between the coach of his college and the coach of the Tennessee Titans, that's the surprise pick of the first round, and they selected Desmond Ridder.
Wow. I want Bill Belichick, or maybe his dog Nike, to just go crazy. I want him to trade up and get Jamison Williams, the wide receiver. And listen, I know this is not something that they do, but I think it could happen tonight.
Let's go, Ruddy.
They need this type of electric playmaking ability in this offense for Mac Jones. There's an Alabama connection, and Jamison Williams is the best receiver in this class, so why not do it?
Let's go, Ruddy.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.